All right. Well, we want to thank you all for joining us today for our free live webinar. I'm Stephany with Boomerang, and I am alongside my counterpart, Laura. So we're extremely excited to go over this topic, specifically on 6 costly marketing mistakes that realtors and lenders make, but more importantly, how to avoid them. So I know there's a lot of different types of marketing when it comes to marketing to your sphere, farming, or maybe lead generation. So I do want to point out that today we are specifically focusing on marketing to your sphere and farming. So I just want to make sure you're all aware of that. And then also, as we are going along, there is a question and answer box. And so feel free to type any questions that come up along the way, and we will make sure to address them at the end of the webinar as well. So that being said, let's actually just dive right in with our 6 costly mistakes. So number 1 is having no database. And there's actually this study that's talked about in Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall, and it's called Efficiency by Design. And it surveys 20,000 different real estate agents and asks about their database. And the stat is actually that 60% of those agents don't have a database. So 60% didn't even have anything written down on paper. And I think the more important part that comes from that is that the 40% that did have a database actually earned 251% more in income. So that's very important to see that, having that database put together allowed those agents to actually have higher income and rely more on repeat and referral business. And they can do so because they know exactly who's in their database, and they're able to be staying in touch with them. And so a lot of times we get that question of just kind of, how do I start my database? And it's something that you can start small and continue to grow from there. But we do have a resource for you, and it's specifically from Ninja Selling, but it is a great document that just asks some basic questions about your community and who you're surrounding yourself with on a daily basis, or maybe who you're running into. But it really helps drive down those questions so that you can get that database started. And not only that, is we've actually done one of these free live webinars in the past as well on 9 ways to grow your database. So anytime that you want to see any of these webinars, just let us know. We'll send those your way, and let us know if you're interested in getting this document to get your database started as well. Laura and I would love to get that over to you. And that second mistake is your budget. So I know that some agents might not have a marketing budget, but it is extremely important to put in place because it allows you to be really intentional with your marketing dollars, ultimately being more impactful. And so we've actually found that a lot of agents might start with a lot of different marketing up front. They're trying to blast it to maybe a lot of people, and then they realize that they're not able to actually afford to be doing all of this marketing, and they actually have to stop it at once. So that allows them to actually have to cut it all off instead of being more focused. So we like that narrow focus approach, where it's going to allow you to create that plan and stick to it when you're putting that budget into place. So it may be something that you might have to send fewer out, but you'll be able to stick to it longer over the long run. Then that's going to be intentional and impactful, like I was saying. And how Boomerang actually can fit into that, I just like to point out is, we allow you to stay top of mind by partnering with different vendors, restaurants, putting that offer on a postcard, and then you customizing it with your information. And you can mail that out as a monthly gift to your database. And the reason I want to bring this up is because the great thing about Boomerang is that we only have a minimum of 50 cards that need to be sent out. So that's the only requirement on our end. And so if you do those 50 cards at 87 cents a card, that's only $43.50 a month for you to be staying top of mind and spending your marketing dollars that way. So that definitely is cost effective and allows you to really stick that out through the long haul, like we're talking about. And then of course, you can always add more and continue to grow from there as it fits within your budget. And then number 3, we have consistency. So this narrow focus approach that I was just mentioning when it comes to your marketing budget really allows you to be more consistent and be repetitive in what you're doing. So I know that, whether you follow Ninja Selling, Buffini, or any other training program out there, a lot of times it's recommended that you have 3 touches per month to your contacts. So that's something that's saying that you have to be consistent, repetitive, and that's going to leave you more noticed and remembered. So when you're thinking of your marketing, we do know that there are many ways to be reaching out to your contacts, and Boomerang can just be one of those ways to complement what you're already doing. And so the reason being so is that consistent monthly gift that you're then sending through the mail by our postcards each month, knowing that your contacts are actually walking to the mailbox. They're holding that postcard in their hands. So that's 100% open rate because they actually have it in your hands. And then they're staring at your face from your headshot, your logo, your contact information. They're consistently doing that every month, and that's making them 75% more likely to recall who you are and your brand. So that consistency and that repetition is really important when it comes to reaching out to your database. And now I'll pass it off to Laura for number 4.
Okay, number 4 is setting realistic expectations. So how many of you have drove out of your neighborhood and you see a for sale sign in your neighbor's yard and you just had coffee with them like 3 months ago and you think, oh my God, why didn't they choose me? Well, the reality of the situation is statistically, everyone knows 12 agents. So if you're not staying consistently in front of them, top of mind, there's an absolutely good chance that they might go with someone else. So repetition really is key. And as Stephany mentioned earlier, whether you follow Ninja Buffini or any other training program, they say 3 touches per month, which equates to 36 per year, which actually doesn't really sound like a lot. And this can be a combination of many things. And it can be direct mail marketing, you can be on social media, it can be as simple as a phone call or a text message or even a handwritten letter. But when it comes to your farm versus your sphere, it's very different. So the expectation with your sphere is that this is going to make up about 70% of your business. So you want to stay in front of them basically through the lifespan of your entire career, which sounds crazy, but that's what brings in all of your repeat and referral business. So it's essential that you're constantly reaching out to this group of people. Now, your farm, on the other hand, is a little bit different. I think of it more like a commercial. So you don't see a commercial just one time, you see it many times. And why is that? Well, it's because they need you to see it multiple times to have brand awareness. So it's the same with your farm. I mean, if you're farming a brand new area that you've never been in before, I think a lot of people have the expectation that they send out, 8 to 12 mailers or whatever, and they're going to get a response. But the reality of the situation is with farming, it can take 16 plus months to get that response that you really want. And you have to stay consistent. And generally it takes more than one product to do that. So that's the difference between your farm and your sphere. But ultimately, just don't give up. I mean, keep going, keep doing your thing, and eventually it will pay off. Okay, number 5, overthinking. So this is a good one because there's so many marketing tools out there. I mean, which one do you choose? So my advice to you is sending something is better than sending nothing at all. And it's great to just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. I mean, people love Boomerang because it's just simple. You sign up on our website, it takes about 5 minutes. And then from that point on, we take over. You don't have to do anything. It's very simple. So it's on auto flow. Things are going out on behalf of you, keeping you top of mind consistently. You don't even know what's happening, except for you will have people reach out and tell you thank you or send you pictures of them using the coupons or what have you. But keep it simple. And remember that the more value you put into your marketing, whatever that is, the more impact you're going to have and the more visibility. But ultimately, the goal is just to stay in touch. All right, not getting started. I'm not going to give a speech on procrastination here, so I'll just tell you a story. I always wanted to be a dancer. So I got into my 30s, had my babies, and had every excuse in the book of why that ship sailed. I mean, it's expensive to go to dance lessons. I'm too old. I'm not coordinated enough. I was really shy, so that's why I never did it. And then one day I decided I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. So I signed up for a salsa lesson in my 30s. And almost 10 years later, you can find me on a stage performing salsa. So the moral of the story is you just have to start somewhere, and you never know where you're going to be as the time goes. And it's, I mean, it's the same with your business in real estate or as a lender. Just start somewhere and you'll watch your business grow, and you'll get to the places you want to be. And the bottom line, and this is the ultimate cheesy end, is just think of Nike, just do it. Sorry, I had to. So anyway, that concludes our presentation on 6 costly marketing mistakes. I hope we brought a lot of value to you. If anything else, I hope it was just a good reminder of some of these things that you should be doing. So hopefully as soon as we get off this webinar, you can start implementing some of those items into your marketing plan and build yourself up for success. So thank you, and I would love to open it up for any questions that you guys might have. Just drop them in the chat. All right, we already have.
So it looks like we had someone ask for the webinar recording for how to grow your sphere. And then I did have someone reach out about the document that we had talked about for ninja selling on how to start your database. So those are definitely something we can get over to you. If you want to either send Laura or I an email, our emails are on the screen right now, or drop your email into the chat, we'll make sure to get those over to you. So go ahead and do that, and we will send those your way.
Okay, we have a question on pricing for Boomerang. So there's 2 options as far as pricing. You can do a monthly mailer, and that's 87 cents per card. And that includes everything. That's postage, we mail it out for you, the offer, everything. The other option is 97 cents for an every other month mailer. So that's 6 touches per year. Thank you for that. Okay. We have a lot of people requesting to see other webinars, and they are on our YouTube channel, which is Boomerang Direct Marketing, right, Steph, on YouTube, or the Boomerang DM?
Yes, Boomerang DM.
You can take a look at those. Okay, so we have another question. Thank you for using Boomerang, Liz. She has a question because she is a current subscriber. When she looks in her account, she sees 2 postcards, probably in her contact list. So the postcard on the left is going to be the postcard that your clients are receiving that month. And the postcard on the right is going to be the postcard that they're going to see the following month for the next meeting. So that's what that is. Wow, really coming in. Okay. All right, we will send out some documents.
Yeah, looks like, yeah, it was just more emails on sending or requesting those documents. So we'll make sure to get those over to you for anyone who dropped your email into the chat.
Okay, anything else? Right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Please let us know if there's anything you'd like us to discuss for following for our next webinar. Otherwise, we'll do this again the 2nd Wednesday of next month, and we hope to see you there. Thank you and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you so much.